Oh,
All right, we're live.
we're already got.
Welcome to gogamego
Hey guys.
Movie Night Christmas Edition. All ready for this? We're live.
Oh, cool.
Hey.
Welcome to gogamego
Hey guys.
Movie Night Christmas Edition. Oh, we got some echo.
Died up. Take
Yeah.
care of. I'm all muted now. I had it on.
It ain't me.
Hold on.
Not
We're
me.
good to go now.
It was me last time.
Let me see.
Oh, it's the lag between.
Can you use your
Yeah, I'm trying. All right. Hopefully that'll help. All right. You guys ready to talk Christmas movies?
Let's talk.
Always.
Should we start with the controversial ones?
There's
Well,
controversial.
Which one was that?
movies?
I just have one thing, if I could say to start, because I'm really worried that Viking Stu may lose his connection. I want him to be able to hear the great argument that we have to say why Rise of Skywalker is a Christmas movie.
What? Wait, what?
I'm getting,
How much
I'm
you been
getting no
drinking,
reaction
Pete?
whatsoever. So
I think he's got.
Okay, Pete's been drinking way too much.
here's to it.
All right. We'll do one here.
I'm just kidding.
So let's start off. What's everyone's favorite Christmas movie?
Oh my gosh.
I hate to say it's probably sacrilege, but I love the Jim Carrey Grinch.
I'm a big Christmas Carol fan.
Jim Carrey's Grinch.
I'm a big fan of Christmas Carol. I watch.
Uh-oh. Stuart froze.
Somebody's locked.
Stu froze.
He said his favorite was Christmas Carol.
Wonder which
Which
wonder
version,
which one he
though?
meant.
Yeah, I don't know which version. There's so many.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. The one that's become my favorite. It's a somewhat newer one. I mean, it's been out for a long time now. Is
Can't hear
Elf.
me at all, can you?
Oh, Elf.
Oh, Elf is fantastic. I
For
love
sure.
Elf.
Oh,
See,
Yeah.
you said you don't
Elf.
like Elf.
I'm not an Elf fan. I don't mind it.
Oh, it's so awesome.
I've seen it
There's
so many
so many
times,
good ones.
and every time I see it, I see something new in it that I really enjoy.
Good point. Yeah.
That's
Especially
what-
love the
Shirt.
especially love the line, "You're an angry elf."
Angry Elf.
Peter
It's
Dinklage rules that
I know.
10 minutes of screen time.
He was
I
awesome in
like
that
the first
movie.
half of it, but I find it's so slow in the middle.
Which one?
Huh.
Elf. I love the beginning of it from the first maybe half, 3/4 of an hour, and then it's not as once it gets to New York, I find it goes downhill from there.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is, but
I don't know. I liked it all the way through.
I didn't find any bad parts to it.
Santa, I know him. It's the best part.
I don't know. I liked Elf. I thought Elf was great. I what is it when he's like that meal he makes with spaghetti and sugar or something like that? It's like I'm seeing him eating that, and I'm like,
maple syrup. There it is.
Hey, there it is.
I got a couple favorite ones, but I got so many. They're all pretty cool. But I always like Christmas movies. I like Gremlins. There's something about the setup to Gremlins, the old first 30 minutes of that movie that's just awesome.
Yeah.
The dad looking for the greatest dad you'd ever want, an inventor dad looking for the coolest gift ever for his kid.
Yeah.
That's every dad wants to be that guy, right? Looking for this cool gift for his son. But I just like it turns out pretty bad in the end, but that first 30 minutes of Gremlins is amazing. I love that.
What is so amazing about that is, of course, it was huge when I was like in high school, and of course, it was also
same here. I was just going to high school. Yeah, we're the same age anyway, Pete. Right? So,
pretty much. Yeah, a little bit older, but not much than you are.
not much.
But back when it came out, of course, it's one of these big movies that they according to this day, claim is one of the reasons they created the PG-13 because it was a bit over the top compared to the regular PG.
Mhm.
But for whatever reason, all the other ones of that era, I saw them, but I never saw Gremlins until about 6-8 months ago. I had never sat down and watched the whole thing, and I've watched it now on whatever we have it on. But it's a great movie.
Don't you get the vibes like this little town in the middle of like nowhere? It's like all nice wintry. Everybody knows each other. It's pretty awesome. I like that.
What year did Gremlins come out?
86? 80, yeah,
it's 83. 84?
83. Anybody know the date?
I think it was the first PG-13 movie that I tried to sneak into that I wasn't 13.
You weren't 13 yet.
When
I remember
Gremlins?
going with a friend, but I don't think we tried it. Like,
1984.
So 1984, I was 11, Pete. I was 11.
So I would have been.
there you go.
Oh, but I would have been just 13, so that wouldn't make sense.
Well, yeah, but if it come out in June, you weren't.
No,
until,
it wasn't.
November, so
that's right.
Yeah, that's a good
Was
one.
it 11 and 84?
I was 11
No,
in
I was-
84, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Dude, that
gosh.
was-
OEB's even younger than me.
I
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, I know. I
I was
I don't look my age. I look much older. Thanks.
21. I think.
I
Thanks,
was
Chrissy.
the baby of everything. I mean,
Yeah, but yeah, like we didn't have a movie theater, so I just got it on video. I think 6 or 8 months later, we watched it on video. So, but that was the one that one in Vacation. That's the Christmas Vacation.
That's
Those
what I
are
was about to say,
two.
is that my favorite of all time is Christmas Vacation, bar none. It's just like that movie. The first 25 times I saw it, there was something new that I missed the last time.
I'm going to dissent on that one because I don't like Chevy Chase.
Oh, is that right?
He's an acquired taste for sure. Like for
I mean,
a lot
I've
of people.
seen them all, and I never acquired it, so I don't.
but it's
Christmas
not
Vacation was. I still remember the time my dad let me watch the first Vacation, not the Christmas one.
Yeah.
He didn't realize that there was like nudity in it, so I'm watching it in the middle of the day, watching the movie, and all of a sudden my dad just ran across the screen with the pool scene and just smashed the TV, like turned it off. And I'm like, "What's going on here?"
He was getting ready to hit rewind.
I was like, "That's a movie I'll watch when he goes for a nap." So he was very hesitant to let me watch Christmas Vacation, and I'm like, "Well, come on, it can't be that bad." But
Yeah.
Also, the very opening scene of Christmas Vacation, I love they're in the car singing Chevy Chase. He's singing and he says, "Take it, Russ." There's this dead silence.
Did you guys ever spray that stuff on the bottom of your toboggan or your sleigh? Like I used to, I grabbed I tried to find a spray can when I was a kid to do that in mine. I think I grabbed my mom's pledge, the pledge that they put on furniture, and I spraying it all over my toboggan. So I going up a hill, and my toboggan just stuck. It didn't move anywhere. It wasn't slippery at all. And I remember my mom getting so upset at me. She goes, "Where'd all my pledge go?" Like some of those we took off.
Out on the hill.
Hill on the toboggan. I smelled lemony fresh for the whole winter. It was awesome.
Oh, man.
Oh man, Pete, what's your OEB? Pete, what's your favorite?
My favorite is probably Gremlins and Christmas Vacation. Those two are ones that I watch every year. So I guess that would be my favorite. But I've added a bunch since then. Like I've added the first 3 Harry Potter movies to that since then, because they all take place in Christmas. But I absolutely have to say Gremlins. I love Gremlins because it takes place during Christmas.
Silly, what's yours?
I want to say Edward Scissorhands.
Yep, that's on a list there that I was looking at today. That's one that people don't consider Christmas movies for sure. But
Is that Christmas?
I've never seen that. I've never seen Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it really good? I'm gonna watch it. I'll see if my wife wants to watch
it's
it.
And
interesting.
then I also like Miracle on 34th Street. If we want to start getting old shows,
Real
love that one.
true Christmas movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Never seen it.
Oh, I love it.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Plus, that's Fred
Pete,
Mertz.
was that big in Canada? It's not big in Canada, that movie, right?
Miracle on
Is it?
34th Street. Oh yeah.
Was it? I don't remember seeing it growing up. So
It was around. I mean, it's there, right there with "It's a Wonderful Life," right? I mean,
It's from the
it's
30s,
classic,
isn't
it's
it?
shown everywhere.
yeah.
It's a really old one.
Yeah. There was a bunch of them around there.
Did we already
47,
discuss Die Hard?
1947.
So this is where you tell Stu,
No.
yes, we've already discussed Die Hard, and everybody has voted that it's not a Christmas movie, and he's outvoted.
No way. No, it is a Christmas
I
movie.
think it
I'm with
is.
Stu on
I
that.
think it
Listen,
is.
we're just trying to get his goat, okay?
Can I change,
Oh, okay. Sorry, Pete. You got to send me a private chat and let us know that it's Pick on Stew night or something.
There you go.
can I change my vote on that? Because I would never have assumed I would never have counted Gremlins as a Christmas movie. But if
Right.
we're counting Gremlins as a Christmas movie, then
Yeah.
we have to count Die Hard as a
Absolutely,
Christmas
yeah.
movie.
Well, but Gremlins, yeah, it's all about a Christmas gift. That's why it has to be a Christmas
It is
movie.
about a Christmas gift.
Oh
That's
well, see, but I
Okay.
didn't remember that. That was not that
Yeah.
never stuck out for me when until you said that, and you're right because we just watched it a month ago or so,
Yeah.
and it was but I never before that I would never have even put that in that
No.
ballpark as being Christmas.
Because it
I
takes
think-
like
I think
45
that would
minutes
make me
for it.
sad.
Yeah, the Gremlins
Because-
don't show up until 45 minutes in, right?
I don't,
Yeah.
they do come in later, but it makes me sad because her dad was stuck in he was going to play like Santa and try to go down the chimney.
Right.
And that made me sad. So that's why I don't like that one. I'm sorry.
Oh, Gremlins. Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sappy in that way.
I am extremely sappy also. Like I like a lot of sad Christmas movies, but they turn up good in the end. I was
Yeah.
watching one just the day about the worst Christmas movie I'll ever, probably Jingle All the Way.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Schwarzenegger.
the one with Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. You know what?
Is there any redeeming characters in that movie? Like
I
seriously, is there anyone you can like in that movie outside? Even the kid's annoying.
Yeah.
Even the kid is annoying, and the mom is like, "What's going on with her? Why is she letting the neighbor all over her all the time?"
Yes.
And then the dad is like the worst father ever, forgets everything, and it's like I'm watching it, but it all ends up good in the end. Sinbad's the best character in the whole movie.
Phil Hartman was hilarious in that.
I think
He's
Turbo
the
Man
creepiest dude ever.
No.
Die Hard can. What's he say? If you can rate,
Yeah.
if you can like Rise of Skywalker, Die Hard can rate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I just watched Jingle All the Way.
There's no one to like in that movie, Jeff.
I saw the commercial.
Turbo
and reminded
Man.
myself
It's not a good
Watch
movie, but there's something about it that I like. I think part of it is Phil Hartman. I just love Phil Hartman.
Yeah, he was a good comedian for
And
sure.
Sinbad was hilarious in that movie. What I got a question for you. What I guess maybe Pete already answered his, but what popular Christmas movie have you never seen?
Yeah, Miracle, A Wonderful Life. Those are definitely two I've never seen.
Until recently, I never saw A Bishop's Wife. The Bishop's Wife, whatever that one is.
Ooh, what's that?
I don't think I've seen that. No.
I don't like
Oh,
it
it's really good. It's I don't even like it.
because
it's-
I think it's
It's Cary Grant. He plays an
Oh, you like the old school stuff.
yeah. I love old movies.
um
I
Die
can't
Hard
read
comment.
it. Oh,
yeah, he's Cary Grant plays an angel, and he's just kind of like helping out around. It's a pretty neat movie. I mean, we see a lot of the old stuff because we go to my parents. My dad loves the old movies, so I've seen plenty of those.
It's sort of weird though because I think doesn't Cary Grant like he plays like an angel, but he sort of tries to pick up on the wife, on the bishop's wife. I'm like, what's that?
Angel got to do what an angel got to do. I guess. It's a lonely life.
It's Cary Grant, I guess.
I'm sorry, honey, but if an angel comes to see me looking like Cary Grant,
There you go. You're done for, Jeff.
I love on Rudolph. One of my favorite line on there is when Santa tells Donner he's talking to him about his son Rudolph. And he goes, "Donner, you should be ashamed of yourself for having Rudolph." Oh, that show is pretty brutal. And
Yeah, they don't age well. Like that one with the Land of the Misfit Toys and all those
Yeah.
shows don't age well.
Politically incorrect, but still.
Hard to beat a good Rankin and Bass movie.
That's the best part of Elf when he leaves to go
Yeah,
to New
that's
York
right.
and he runs into Frosty the
The
Snowman.
narwhal.
Or
Yeah.
They ran into legal problems with Rankin and Bass over a lot of that stuff.
So Stu's point there, one of the reasons he doesn't like Vacation is no redeeming characters. It's very true. There's nobody there really that's likable by any stretch of the imagination. But
No.
it's kind of like it's just slapstick comedy, sort of along the lines of like an Airplane or something like that, where there's no
Well, the
redeeming.
grandpa. You gotta like the grandpa.
Yeah, they all have their faults. So there's nobody real. There's no heroes there.
But
But
when
grandpa's not doing anything. He's just hanging out with his toupee. It's awesome.
So,
Remember? Grandpa's just chilling.
how
It's
is
not meant
that
to give a
not
good message
redeeming?
anyway.
No, not none of the vacation movies.
Oh,
or anybody's any good in
Happy
those.
Christmas since Bing Crosby tap dance with Danny fucking Kaye.
That's right.
It's the best line in the whole movie. Nobody's screaming this shit show.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned as their favorite like Home Alone.
Now, speaking of unredeemable characters,
I've never even seen that movie.
I cannot
You've never
stand
seen there. You've never seen Home Alone. It is like,
You've seen the Three Stooges. You've seen that movie. So
I won't
Just
let my kids watch it until they're much older because some of the stuff that happens in that movie is pretty brutal.
I didn't watch it until I watched it just last week to sort of prep for this, just to see about, I had never considered it a Christmas movie. I had seen it way back in the day. Hadn't seen it in 25 years, and just didn't remember it as a Christmas movie. And at the end of the day, well, it isn't based upon Christmas by any stretch of the imagination, but it has to be considered a Christmas movie because
it just happens during Christmas, right?
They're on a Christmas trip, and so I would say that, and I like it all right. It's worth watching, that's for sure.
Bad Santa.
Bad
That's mine.
Santa.
That's mine.
Oh, Bad Santa's fantastic.
Charlie Brown Christmas. Yay.
That's one of my
Right.
favorites.
I do like that one.
I don't care what that somebody brought it up. That's
That's
my
right. That's Lance. Lance brought up. Yep, Charlie Brown. What else did Lance said something about earlier too?
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Yeah, Trading
That's
Places.
bad.
That's an interesting one, right? That takes place at Christmas.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never would consider it to be a Christmas movie.
Again, if
Well, it
you're-
depends, right? Who defines what a Christmas movie is?
We do.
Like, if it happens
That's
during Christmas and Christmas is a part of something in the movie, it kind of
Yep, That's right.
could be a Christmas movie, right?
Dan Aykroyd dresses up as Santa Claus and crashes the business Christmas party that year. I can't remember what his name was in it.
Like, I mean,
Winthorpe. That's
Die Hard. Die Hard is an action movie. It takes place during Christmas. He writes "ho ho ho" on a dead terrorist and
Yeah, that's
takes
right.
him to a chair and drops him in an elevator. I mean, what's
that
more
on-
Christmas than that?
That's right. And it was. I watched that one to sort of brush up as well. And I kind
Wait,
of
you just watched Die Hard now?
I saw it, but I saw them when they came out, but I hadn't watched it in 25 years, right?
Yeah,
So
I
I
was the same way.
Home Alone.
You have to
and-
watch Die Hard every Christmas.
Well, you know what? I enjoyed
It's
it.
a must.
I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll watch it every Christmas or not. But one thing I did notice about Die Hard that was my favorite thing I took out of the movie. The captain was a guy named Paul Beeson, who back in the 80s, he played like he was the asshole police chief, right? Or police sergeant that took over from the guy from Family Matters. Just a real jerk. And he was played by the guy who was the teacher in what's the movie that we went to see? Not 16 Candles, but what's it on? Breakfast Club. And
Whoa.
also he was
You're pulling out the 80s now.
Clarence
There you
Beats in Trading Places. So he made a career out of playing these jerks in these roles, and he was the chief or he was the police sergeant or whatever that took over the job in Die Hard. So I thought that was really cool. And then even better was the second actor that came in, and I can't remember his name from the life of me either, but he was the reporter who's a jerk in Die Hard who goes into the family house and talks the sitter into letting him interview the little kid when the parents, the McLeans, are in the building. And the actor who played that is the guy from Ghostbusters who is, yes, sir, it is true. This man has no dick.
Yeah, it's Dickless. I noticed that too when I was watching. I was like, wait, that's Dickless.
So those two freaking actors who just made a career out of playing jerks in the '80s are both in Die Hard. So I've loved that movie ever since I realized that.
Dude, I was waiting. I'm like, where is the story going? Like, when are we going to come back to it? When you pull out 16 candles and Breakfast Club, I'm like, where's it going?
You guys made the movie for me. Clarence Beeks and Dicklin.
Oh my gosh. Oh, now I gotta have you watched Die Hard yet? Anybody watch it yet? Because I haven't
watched
seen it
last week.
Yeah, I'm watching it probably tonight when the kids go to bed. I'm gonna watch it.
The first thing I thought of was, I think there wouldn't be. I think everyone would assume it's a Christmas movie if it had been flip flopped, where John McClane was living in L.A. and then he went to New York, and then they could have had a nice, cold, snowy, day. Because there's something about no snow in a Christmas movie that just throws me off.
Yeah, but afterwards, no snow for Christmas.
Yeah,
Right? It's just our prejudice of living in northern climates who say you gotta have snow for Christmas, right? Think about it, though.
I think even those people probably want snow.
I'm only saying that because I live in Vancouver, where we literally did get snow though 2 days ago, but we never ever get snow. But
we had rain today.
I got a question for you. Can I ask a question, Jeff?
Sure.
What movie do you watch every holiday or every Christmas or whatever you guys celebrate that is not a Christmas movie, but you watch it anyway? It's like something that's in your routine. Do you guys have one?
I don't think I do. That's a good question. I don't think I do.
I don't think we watch a lot of TV or movies.
I don't know.
Lance is saying Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. What?
Oh yeah.
What's The Apartment? I don't know that.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't either.
For us, it's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas.
Yeah.
We watch Christmas Vacation. We pretty much watch it every Christmas Eve.
I watch Star Wars.
And then some.
I watch all the Star Wars movies every Christmas holiday. Because the first time I ever watched Star Wars was during Christmas because we didn't have a theater. So
Okay.
I had to wait for it to come out on video. So every year I watch it.
You
and
know-
it's funny because it's taken now. It's 9 movies I got to watch. Before it used to be 3.
We tend to do. We really do. I'm actually on the third one. A lot of it's for Stu's benefit too, because he just felt like going back and watching some great movies. So I've watched Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and
Phantom Menace is amazing. I love the prequels. I am that dude. I'm a 50-year-old man who loves the prequels because they tell that. Pete, we talked about that before, I think, but it tells that backstory of politics, right? The long game of Palpatine. I just love it. I could talk about that for hours, but I won't.
And
this is Christmas show.
it's Viking Stu is definitely on board with that. Just since he's not here to defend himself.
I need to get back on one of you guys' movie shows again. I love the movie shows.
Okay, this is one that we should. I try to watch this almost every year, and I do usually make it through, but it's kind of painful.
Christmas special?
The Christmas special with
Star Wars.
How do you have a copy of that? Does Lucas know?
I made the DVD myself.
Oh, I was going to say because George Lucas is going to be knocking on your door anytime soon.
I don't know if you've watched it or not.
Oh, I've seen it. I watched it live, Pete. I remember watching it live.
So excited for it to come on, and I
Yeah.
don't even know if we had a color TV then. It was like 1978, and it's like I was 10 years old, and I had been to see Star Wars once in the theater, and I was just enthralled with it. And of course, I had a novel, and I have the original. My brother-in-law and I both went and bought the novel. I still have his copy here because mine was in tatters. I read it a dozen times reading through it because that's all you could do. There were no VHS, there was no tapes.
Yeah.
And then Star Wars was coming back on CBS for the holiday special. And I was going to watch it. We could get it. So I watched the Fuzzy Show. And all I can remember is watching the whole thing, sort of like with my head turned sideways, going, what the hell is this? But I watched it.
It's Life Day.
wasn't B. Arthur in that?
B. Arthur was in that. Yeah, she's a peach. I'll
Well,
tell you that.
that's gold right there.
Well, yeah, it's like there's a galaxy to be saved, but we got to get you back a bit to his planet so we can spend Life Day with his family. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Oh boy, it's
understand he's saving the galaxy.
Yeah, and it's Art Carney, B. Arthur, Diana Carroll, I think's her name, and Harvey Korman is probably the most prominent one. Harvey Korman.
Harvey Korman. And
Wow, Art from the Carol Burnett Show. Yes.
I think you showed it to me for the
Yeah.
first
Oh my
time.
God.
You know what's weird is Harvey Korman is in Jingle All the Way in the very opening scene.
Is he?
Yeah. He plays the president or something, and
Okay.
his like 6-year-old kid is saved. I'm like, Harvey Korman's like 80 in this movie, and he's got a 6-year-old kid. Like, this doesn't compute at all. I mean, his wife in the movie wasn't much younger than him. Like, how is this
It's
happening?
like I don't understand like that movie. Like they had so much lore in Star Wars they could choose from, and they call Chewbacca's kid Lumpy. I mean,
Yeah.
like seriously, like Lumpy. That's what you decide on.
Yeah, it was just. But it's worth if you're a Star Wars fan, it's worth the pain that you have to go through to try to watch it.
We'll try to find it to watch it. It's so hard to find it these days.
It is.
You think
hard.
it'll
Like,
show up on Disney Plus?
Oh God, no! It's buried.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't
it's
think
not. I don't think so.
It should be buried.
It's it should be buried.
Right there.
They try to bury it. It's just. I mean, obviously you can find copies of it. This is a DVD made from somebody who recorded it off the television back in the original.
Yeah.
Originally,
It should be buried
so
with
the
all
quality
the
is
ET
absolutely
cartridges.
horrible, but that's the best quality that I've ever seen before. Was
It
that?
should be buried with all the ET cartridges.
Yeah, that's right.
It's worse. It's worse. No.
Oh, it's a lot worse than the ET game. Somebody mentioned Christmas with the Cranks. Does anybody like that movie?
It's funny.
I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it either.
How is it that I've seen it and you haven't?
I don't know.
Hmm.
It must. Yeah, it was probably on a weekend or something. I was doing something.
It's all right. I mean, I'm trying to think of.
Look at
I
that.
like it all right. It's not the greatest. So that jerk face sour.
Jerk face. Ooh.
Jerk Face 9000.
Jerk face 9,000. Jerk face 9,000. I always heard so many bad things about Christmas with the Cranks and watched it a couple times, and it's got a lot of good supporting characters in it.
That was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen. Yeah, it's all right.
I did.
I couldn't do it.
Right up there with the Hallmark movie.
You couldn't sit through it.
You know, what? I think maybe we did watch it, and I fell asleep because I do remember Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, maybe I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I was watching one on Tubi. I was trying to called Christmas Twister, and it's all about Christmas time where a tornado hits Texas, and it was.
Sounds horrible.
I watched about 15 minutes. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I sent Papa Pete a picture. On the title screen, they had a typo. They misspelled Christmas.
I was gonna say, is there a
awesome.
cow in the Twister wearing a hat?
How do you release a movie spelling Christmas CHRIST ASM? And nobody notices.
We don't have time for proofreaders. We just got to get this shit through.
Tubi needs their movie. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a terrible movie.
So here's one then. We've already said that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Is that
Well, yes, that should never be up for debate.
Home Alone is a Christmas movie, correct?
Yeah. Well, yes.
How about Batman Returns?
Oh,
That had a lot of Christmas stuff in it.
That's all about
I'd
Christmas.
say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
I would
another
say
one.
yes.
Well, just throw a look at. Here's a little weird one. Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh God.
You actually sat through that movie?
Yeah.
That was so boring. It
I
was
saw that
so
too.
boring. It was so choreographed. It was like, no, it can't happen like that in real
It
life.
all
No,
takes place at Christmas.
I know, but still,
Right.
it's well, I guess to some people it's a Christmas movie. I mean, I'm sure some people assume it's a Christmas movie.
So if it
kinda
takes place at
subjective, right?
Christmas, it's a Christmas movie.
Well, if that's your cat, yeah, if that's your bald.
It's just not in my rotation of Christmas movies.
Well, it shouldn't be in too many rotations. The Santa Claus, Tim
Oh
Allen.
snap! The
Yeah.
Santa Claus. I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of, yeah.
Yeah, I watch that every year.
I like that one.
That is a good one. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
that one too.
Halloween focused.
No. Did
How about
anyone
Rocky?
watch Santa Claus 2 and 3?
Oh yeah.
I think I did, and
Yes.
we had them for the kids, and they were sort of like on, but I don't think I ever sat down. and
Polar
watched.
Express.
Polar Express. Someone
That's a
mentioned that
good
in the
one.
chat earlier.
Polar
Polar
Express.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was mentioning earlier.
This one's got a weird smell.
Couldn't do that one.
Oh, Pete, this one's very hoppy, Pete.
Oh, really? Bitter?
Very hoppy.
Jerk face 9000.
That's why you make that face.
There
Oh,
it is.
It's like ginger.
Face.
It's like ginger ale. Oh,
Is
Every
there
time I say jerk face, I think of Seinfeld,
yeah.
that episode of Jerk Store.
I want to get another one.
oh, Seinfeld.
So
I love
I
Seinfeld.
love Seinfeld.
Card that hangs here. This is
You know what's a good one that came out? Christmas Chronicles. I don't know if you guys seen that.
I did see that last year.
They've got part 2. I'm watching tomorrow night with the kids, but part 1 wasn't bad. Like, I love the singing. That was pretty cool.
Seen both of them. They are awesome. Really.
is that right?
Oh yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things about them.
Russell, it just kills it. He's
Jerk
singing.
face is
I
a
mean,
really
he
bad
fucking-
beer. Ugh.
Yeah, when I saw that last year, I was like, oh, a Netflix movie. I was like, all right, this isn't going to be any good. But I was like, I actually liked it.
Well,
Yeah, I was quite surprised with that
Very-
movie.
surprising how good it
The jail scene, I'm like, when they all broke out, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Well, we'll check that out tomorrow night
Because Kurt Russell is a closet, or not even a closet. He's a huge Elvis fan, right?
Oh yeah.
Like he played Elvis in the
Oh, I know.
70s, I think, on a TV show or a movie. He's fantastic. Before he became Mr. Pliskin, but
Oh,
Snake.
that's good.
Christmas Story.
You know,
Christmas-
Lance Shelley's had this Christmas story.
Wasn't
I
Escape from
didn't-
New York a Christmas story?
Did anyone
oh, this
watch?
is bad,
The
Pete.
lamp. I love the lamp. The leg
Oh yeah,
lamp.
the leg lamp.
Oh, I think that's a riot.
Did anyone watch this movie when it first came out?
I didn't.
I do remember seeing it
What one?
Like 20 years later.
in the 80s.
Which one? A Christmas Story?
Story. Yeah.
I have never seen it.
Yeah. No.
No, it's worth watching. It's funny. It's good.
I like it,
Story.
but I
Yeah.
didn't watch it when it first came out.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch it because of Ralphie, that little kid. I didn't like him.
Ralphie.
Oh, Peter Billingsley.
He's
He
in
was in, what was he in? He was in a TV show.
yeah.
I didn't like the other one, not
Which one?
Ralphie. The other one, the main guy. The main guy.
Christmas Story. When did that come out?
Wait, that's Ralphie, isn't it?
Yeah,
No, I thought
Ralphie.
Isn't that his brother?
When did A Christmas Story come out?
It was like 82, 83.
No.
Probably.
Unless it was
Oh,
on
yeah.
CBC, I've never watched it.
Let me see.
I didn't see it until the year your mother got the Red Ryder BB gun
Oh,
as a joke, and
Yeah.
then I actually had to go back and watch. I had to
1983
go
it
watch the
came out.
movie because I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'd never seen it.
1983. That was a great year.
Wow.
Return to Jedi.
Bob Clark.
I was
Is that who
12.
I'm thinking it is?
He
There's
directed.
so many Christmas movies. Like when you think like Batman Returns. Like seriously, Pete, I forgot 100% that was a Christmas like film.
And I just watched that one again just to see how much Christmas was in it.
Right, it is
Here's
right.
Do
another
they
Christmas
hold up?
movie that
I
I just
haven't
watched.
seen them.
Who was it? What?
Do they
Oh,
hold
do they
up
hold
those
up?
movies?
No.
Because I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah.
them since the
They're very
90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
I haven't
do
seen
they
the two
hold up
Batman
against the
since the
Dark Knight
90s.
series? No, Dark Knight series is 1,000 times better. The new Marvel superhero movies are 1,000 times better. But for what we had at the time, they're still entertaining. And Michelle Pfeiffer's
Yeah.
great in it. She really is. Go back
Yeah.
to a
I-
Christmas Story
yeah.
first. A Christmas Story was made by Bob Clark, and I saw it when I was checking the year, and I said, "Good God, Bob Clark!" You know what else Bob Clark made was Porky's.
Ah,
Oh my god, Porky's! Oh my god, I can't believe you're speaking of Porky's. I was on Amazon Prime. It's on Prime
Yeah.
Video now. Porky's is. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
put
all
it in,
three of
and I was watching Porky's, and I'm like,
Yeah,
my
gather the kids
dad,
around,
and
Pete.
mom, like would not let me watch that movie when I was a teenager, and then I started watching, and I completely understand why now. And
I
I'm
was
like,
in
wow,
high
this is
school. That was
awful.
like when we could go to the movies. We went to the theater to see them back then. That was right in our sort of our heyday. High
It
school.
is so inappropriate. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
opening lines when they're walking through the school, some of the terminology they use, like I'm like, oh yeah, you can't show this movie anymore because they're deep in the South, and what they're saying is not cool. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but Porky's.
So you want to
That's
dig back
crazy.
even further when it comes to Christmas movies. So the guy who made A Christmas Story in '83 made Porky's in '81, but in '74 he made one of the very first slasher flicks called Black Christmas,
Oh gosh.
and it's Canadian-made movie because I'll tell you who's in it. It's
Yeah,
Margot
Porky's is Canadian anyway.
Oh yeah,
Porky's a Canadian
Margot
movie.
Kidder and Andrea Martin are in this. It's about a sorority and some a psycho.
So Lois Lane and Andrea Martin, Second City, right?
Second
Yes.
City, yeah.
Yeah.
Like she was in a couple of real.
She's a famous Canadian actress, her.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Wasn't she in Schitt's Creek?
I don't know if she's a Schitt's Creek or not. No, that's
Andrea
Oh,
Martin?
Right. Yes. No.
I
Catherine
haven't
O'Hara.
watched Schitt's Creek yet. I'm waiting for it to be
Catherine
finished as a
O'Hara
series,
from
and I'm going to watch it.
Hey, her and Andrea Martin were the two biggest female leads in
Right.
SCTV, and
SCTV,
Catherine
yeah.
O'Hara's the mother in Home Alone.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
They're
God.
all comedians, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we're taking over.
Went off on a Canadian rant there because
There you
there's
go.
two Second Cities.
Christmas
There's the
1974.
Toronto and the
It's available
Chicago
on
one.
Tubi, and it's worth watching, guys. Black Christmas on Tubi.
Black Christmas. All right. I
Hey,
got
Pete, there's two Second Cities, right? There's the Chicago one and the Toronto one, right?
Right.
We're referring to the Toronto one. The
Yes.
Second City, Toronto. Yeah.
The one that we used to have on the show, like it was sort of ran opposite of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
SCTV, and that was Andrea Martin, Catherine O'Hara. John Candy is,
Yeah.
So,
Dan Aykroyd, all those.
Aykroyd
Buddy
never
from
did that.
Ghostbusters was in
Aykroyd-
it too. The other guy
Aykroyd
from
was part of
Ghostbusters.
SCTV, the troupe, but never the
Yeah.
television show.
Which there was another one, Eugene Levy, right? Was it Eugene Levy?
He's a
And
shit-
then the Egon from Ghostbusters was in that troupe too.
Rick Moranis.
Moranis.
Yeah.
No, Egon.
Oh,
The Egon character
That's
from
Harold
Ghostbusters.
I don't
Oh,
know that
no.
Harold Ramis ever.
Ramis was, I think he was in Second City. He was a writer or something like that.
Bingo. Yeah, but I don't think he
Yeah.
ever did the shows. Either Saturday
Yeah,
Night
he
Live
passed
or-
away. That's a big loss. That's too
Yeah.
bad he
Yeah.
passed away.
He was big for now.
Anyway, we just went on a complete kind of
He's
divergence
straight
there.
with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Back to Christmas Story. Peter Billingsley, the main character in that, he was in Elf in an uncredited role.
What role was he in?
It was early on. He was an elf.
Yeah.
And I think wasn't he? He had like a check pad or something. He talked to
Buddy?
yeah, Buddy. I was trying to think of his name. He talked to Buddy. He was trying to console him because he only made like 70.
Right. Yes.
What are those things
Etch a
called?
sketch.
Yeah, they only made like 70
right.
in an hour or something crazy. It's like- but he wasn't even credited in there, which was really weird. I wonder why they. He's in two of the biggest Christmas
He
movies
was
ever.
the main guy.
What's that?
He was one of the main dudes in that show. I mean, he was featured in all the elf scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in there.
Up in the North Pole. He was in it all the time.
I don't know why he didn't get. Well, the same thing happened with the Grinch cartoon. The guy who sang all the songs didn't get
Oh
he
yeah.
didn't get a credit.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit in movies. A lot of people will either uncredit themselves because they're disappointed in something to do with the film. A lot of times they didn't get paid properly, so they'll remove their credit from it. A lot of directors do that too. They'll go on like reference in the credits because they're not happy.
I was just going down the YouTube rabbit hole yet last night, and I ran across Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas doing their SCTV skit.
SCTV.
Oh,
What was that called?
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Bob and Doug McKenzie
Yes.
12 Days of Christmas.
drinking their Labatt 50.
That's
Great White
Christmas
North.
Carol ever.
That's right.
Cooloo, coo, 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 coo. Cooloo, coo, 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 coo.
I
I love that, man. I grew up in Bob and Doug
Good
McKenzie.
day, eh?
Good day.
And welcome to
Hey, hey.
welcome to our song today.
The best
Hey,
Christmas
you
Carol
hoser.
ever. That's the best one ever.
And a beer.
This is
Yeah.
Oh,
me,
yeah, man. We used to watch that constantly. That was so good.
Here in a tree.
Here's to it.
5 golden tubes.
Wonder how Rick Moranis is doing since he got punched out there about 3 or 4 months ago on the streets of New York.
Oh.
What happened to him?
He was walking down the street. Somebody walked up to him right out of the blue and punched him right in the face.
Yeah, it was unprovoked. Yeah.
The
Totally.
profanity.
They were. Did they find the guy who did it? They were
I don't
looking at.
know.
Why would you ever want to punch Rick Moranis? He's such a little, tiny little dude. You can put him in your pocket. It's like, why would you want to do that?
Rick Moranis, it was completely and utterly random.
Yeah, that's it. That's New York City, man. That's any major city, big, huge city.
Yeah.
You go to East Side here in Vancouver, it's like you got to have your head on a swivel. It's like you'll never know what's going to happen.
Movies. Hey, Martian Man.
Mr. Martian Man.
I just beat it solo.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Way to get my. There it is. Oh, way to get the chat back
Is that-
up here.
Is that true? He really does that true? Play?
I didn't know it.
That's very true.
Yeah, a lot of musicians are like that too. A lot of actors like that because they have the what do you call it? The unions. Their unions are very strict on what they can be in and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll send you. I don't call them toques. That's most of Canada. Where I grew up in Canada, which was northern Quebec, which is beside Newfoundland, we call them chooks. CHUKS. We call them chooks because it's half Newfie, half Welsh, British, half French, and that's the heritage of all the Newfies and Labradorians around that area. So we call them chooks. Because they say like you're going outside, make sure someone chooks you something for your head. So that's what we call them. We don't call them toques. When somebody told me they were toques, I'm like, what?
Where's your
What the
toque
heck's
boy?
a toque? You mean your chook? Yeah, I'll put my chook on. Anyway, but
I didn't understand anything you just said,
It's a
Pete.
French word, isn't it?
what was that?
I said I didn't understand anything you just said.
Oh, I could go into my Eastern accent pretty good. It's pretty good. I used to my Eastern accent, like especially if I start drinking, I can really go East Coast on you because that's where I grew up. I won't.
So we hit if I hijack that, we hit a lot of movies and we touched on some TV, like some dedicated Christmas shows, a bit. We talked about a little bit of Rankin and Bass and such, but not too much detail. Well, what are some of the actual Christmas programs like for when you're kids that you missed the most, like that were just strictly the TV shows that were for Christmas? Like I always think I'm gonna say my favorite right now that I always watched was Frosty the Snowman.
It's got to be Rudolph.
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Rudolph from
I'm with you, Pete. Mine was always the Tommy Hunter show, the Christmas special for Tommy Hunter. That was my favorite time of the year. Was when Tommy Hunter did his Christmas show.
Is there anybody else beside Pete and Chrissy and I who have any idea who Tommy Hunter is?
Google Tommy Hunter. Hey, bud, what's up?
That's funny.
I can remember seeing
Tommy Hunter's Christmas special. I absolutely loved. I used to watch
I
that
can
as a
remember
kid.
seeing Tommy Hunter live at the Metro Center, Agrena Complex in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island when I was 6 years old, and I think I fell asleep.
No way.
Yeah,
I saw Tanya
Tommy
talking.
Hunter's awesome.
I think I was asleep by the halfway through. So Tommy Hunter in concert. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But I'm with you though. Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph, all those shows were fantastic.
I always loved Your Thought of Santa Claus with the Miser
I
Brothers.
love that one.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Heat Miser.
Yeah.
Heat Miser.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
He's
I'm
my
Mr. Sun.
I love his hair.
Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. 101. Yeah. Like things you remember.
Charlie Brown.
The other day.
Oh, yeah,
with
Charlie
my
Brown
grandmother.
Christmas was awesome.
It's like
And
Charlie
it's Charlie
Brown.
Brown Christmas.
And,
Martian
the Charlie-
Man.
Lance
Martian
said
Man
Charlie
asking?
Brown Christmas.
Hard
What
to
did
be-
everyone think about the controversy with it going on Disney this year? They weren't going to show it on television,
Disney.
but they did. I think they ended up showing it on television. But
Oh, did they?
there was quite a little controversy when that first came out. The Charlie Brown Christmas was the first time ever not going to be shown on broadcast TV.
What was the controversy?
Why?
They pulled it off broadcast TV this year for the first time because Disney had it and pulled it to Disney Plus.
Okay.
And somebody showed it though.
Then there was
Is
a
that
big
still
controversy.
relevant?
They ended up
They-
thinking about it. They showed it.
Do kids or anybody under 30 even actually care about the Peanuts or under 40?
Isn't that
Seriously.
true? Isn't that the
I
truth?
mean, we know the Peanuts. Well, I don't want to speak for everybody, but
I was at the gym the other day, and there was an announcement over the speaker, and they were like, "Wah wah wah wah." So I made the comment. I feel like I'm in Peanuts, in Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
And then
And 90% of the gym had no clue what
they
that
looked
reference
at me
was.
like I was crazy. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What's a peanut?
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I do that
Neither do I.
frequently in front of my class, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just a Charlie Brown teacher, and they're like, "Who? What?"
Wow. But they got that right. That's how I heard every teacher.
Yeah, when we were back when we used to go to work, there's a lot of people like that where they just don't know what you're talking about. And when they were sitting at lunch and we're talking about like old TV shows, and this one girl, she was like 23. She goes, I was changing the channels and I came across this old black and white TV show. She said it was about a policeman who was always getting everyone's business. And she goes, he was a real jerk. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I started thinking about it, and I said, do you mean Andy Griffith's show? And she goes, yeah, that's it. I said, that's the worst description of that TV show I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, really. Andy Griffith was.
That's well before my time, the Andy Griffith show.
So I kind of made that the baseline. When we get new people who are like under 30, I'd ask them if they know who Andy Griffith is. It's almost always no.
And Opie.
When you think about it now, though, like when we were kids and we were right up to our 20s, probably, there wasn't all that much back before we came along anyway. So we had the things to learn that were happening when we were growing up. And we could learn everything back beforehand, probably, or get some experience with it because there really wasn't all that much. But now these kids are growing up with 250 friggin' channels of TV on the air and a dozen streaming services.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
how do
Pete,
you
you don't watch the channels, Pete. My kids don't watch TV. They
No,
get on
that's
YouTube.
mine, and mine are 20, Pete. Mine are
Yeah.
19 and 21.
Yeah.
They've never really watched television. They watch just now. They watch streaming and they watch YouTube.
Yeah, my
Yeah, that's
kids,
it. My kids watch.
My kids
They
don't
don't
watch
even know how to. They don't know how to use the guide.
Yeah.
They just know to speak into the remote because we have like the audio remotes. They just go, "Oh, Netflix,
So
Papa Pig,"
They're so
and it comes on.
inundated with information and choices and variety that
Yeah.
why would they know anything?
But in
about
the same time, they know what they want,
Oh,
and
yeah.
technology gives it to them, right? Like
Yeah.
where I remember TV Guide, I used to get so
Yeah.
excited with the new TV Guide used to come in. I'm like, all right, what shows are on when?
TV Guide had the only crosswords that I could actually like complete without having to
Yeah.
cheat.
Oh, I know who shot JR. It
You
was
could tell.
Kristen. Oh, spoiler. Sorry, chat. I just spoiled Dallas for you. It was Kristen. Nobody thought Kristen was the one that shot him. Nobody. Trust me, I didn't know.
It was like you get 2 or 3 hours of entertainment just out of the guide, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, the guide was awesome. And you go there and remember how disappointed you get? You'd show up at like 7:30 on a Wednesday night, ready for your program to come on, and it wouldn't be on. And you were like, but the guide said it was on. What's going on here? The TV guide.
Presidential address.
Yeah, exactly. No, or the Prime Minister was on TV. It's like, I don't want to watch that.
Frosty the Snowman. This is something that sort of baffled me about 6 months ago or few months ago. Anyway, and Jeff, you might have seen this, but you're probably the only one who saw when I did my last thing with the Rebel Gaming Club, and I did Papa Mosley there the last time. And Jackie Vernon, who was the voice of Frosty the Snowman, and we all know that voice. Did you see it, Pete, too? And I couldn't believe it. He's in this movie.
Stop doing Papa Mosley. That's all I'm saying, Papa Pete.
Called
Mosley.
Microwave Massacre. And oh my God, it's the most ridiculous movie you've ever seen. Cheap budget slasher horror movie. And the cannibal killer is friggin' Jackie Vernon, Frosty the Snowman. And he talks just like he does in the cartoon. And I just couldn't get past that fact. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wasn't your line? Pete, didn't you say a few times in that video, "Merry fucking Christmas"? Is that
Without a doubt. Merry Christmas.
Oh, dude, Aaron Papa Pete swears precious. It is. It's like, because it's like, what? It's like I was on the Evercade cast with the Evercade fan group today in England, and it's not my channel, so I'm on there talking with It's Much More, and they're a great group of people, right? And I was drinking my tea because it was like noon my time, and I dropped the S word a couple times, and a few people in chat were going, "Oh my gosh, this is shit." I'm like, yes. Oh, you think I made it to almost 50 and I have never sworn before? I just don't do it on my channel.
It's like the old movie SOB with Juliet Julie Andrews and Richard Mulligan, and they make the movie and they make the softcore porn with the childhood star. And oh my God, Sally Miles says,
What are you talking about?
you never seen the movie SOB, Blake Edwards?
Oh, no, old time. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I gotta
Old
look
time
at
movie. Watch it if you get a chance. SOB.
One of my kids is coming in. What's
Hey,
wrong? Ann?
Bart, do you have a rebuttal for Stuart on Christmas Chronicles 2 is horrible?
I actually kind of liked it, frankly, but I was into it and a little drunk. So
That makes all movies a little bit better.
recommend maybe having a few Frosties beforehand. But yeah, no, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat them.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch that just so I can.
That's what we're watching tomorrow night.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's going
Christmas
to go down as a Christmas classic, but it's not bad. Following
Claymation Christmas special.
Chronicle 1.
I love all the claymation.
Yeah.
I liked on the Rankin and Bass little drummer boy. I always liked when the bad guy painted that smile on the little drummer boy's face. He's like in tears and he's just putting a smile on his face. Like, what's horrible can this get?
Maybe
Very Joker-esque.
so much more worse when you're older and you understand it. When you're a kid, you're like, oh, you like to follow that little donkey around? Great.
Was which Rankin and Bass had the Meister Burger?
That was
The Year Without a Santa Claus?
watched it.
No, I don't think it was.
Oh, what was? Yeah.
I'll get check.
Remember, he ran the town. He had like banned all toys.
It was,
Yes,
it
what
was
is
the
that
one
song?
that Santa Claus was young, wasn't it? And the redhead? He became St. Nicholas?
Oh, shoot.
Is that because he like tripped over a toy or something like that? Is that one?
That is the one, but I think he already hated.
They already hated Santa Claus is coming to town. Was that one?
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah, that's the one you were just talking about because a young Santa Claus was singing that song, put one front in front of the other.
Yes.
I like that one.
I don't think I've seen it.
Burgermeister.
Meister Burger.
Meister Burger.
What's the one where they had like the different nation kids and they were like stuck in fences?
Fences?
Yeah, they were all like, everyone was like trapped in fences and they were like, it was like everyone was segregated. You guys think I'm crazy?
I don't know that one.
Wait, is that isn't it Santa defeats Mars or Santa?
Yeah, something like that. It had Martians in there.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that's what it was. It was
Change your screen.
what was that called? Santa Claus versus the Martians, or
Do you want to go out?
oh, I can't even remember. Yeah, that was a terrible movie. That was a Mystery Science Theater movie eventually.
Is that how
really?
I saw it? Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Yeah, it's got a great Christmas song in there though. I'll give them that.
1964.
I told you I like the old ones. It got 1 star on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I like one.
Sometimes those are the most entertaining.
Santa Claus. Conquers the Martians. No, that's
Oh, I
good.
forgot
bad
about
for good.
was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, was that at Thanksgiving or Christmas?
That was Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I love that one.
Great movie though. Fabulous movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
My hand is comfortably rested between two
Yeah, those
pillows.
are.
I didn't know that Peter Billingsley was in Iron Man.
Yeah, I don't recall that. Good to know.
I came to meet the Iron Man Lego set the other night while I was shopping. It was Iron Man's head. I
Yeah.
made it with Lego. It was
Oh, that's
really,
pretty
really cool. Oh, Scrooge.
Yeah, I've never seen Scrooge with Bill Murray.
That was cool.
Oh, you haven't seen that? That's
Yeah, I
a,
haven't either.
Right?
that's a pretty good movie. I mean, Bill Murray you can only take in certain doses, in my opinion. But
Well, I like Bill Murray though. So there's my for Christmas movies I've never seen. It's Scrooge.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
That's worth the watch.
Is it? Yeah, it's available, right? It's probably
Okay.
on one of these things. I type it in, I'll get it.
Is it like a take on Christmas Carol, or is it a whole
Christmas
different
Carol.
thing?
It is.
Yeah,
Is that
It
what
is.
it is? Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's a modern to its time. I was 30 years old, but
Trivia question:
Trivia
How many ghosts in A Christmas Carol?
4.
Aha! Very good.
That was wrong. They
Everybody,
got it wrong
everybody
today.
guessed
Actually,
3.
I
and it
do.
was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the radio show yesterday, we were
Yeah,
listening
'cause
to
they were-
Getting Up.
Future, past, present, right?
Yep.
But there's
What's the fourth one?
The guy
Um,
that tells them they're coming, isn't it?
yeah.
Jacob Marley.
Jake McMarley himself. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
starts off. Then you have the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future.
I paid attention watching those movies.
Very good.
Have any of you seen the original Christmas Carol? Or I don't know if it was original.
That's the
but-
one that's the one I'm referencing.
Uh,
That used to be on CBC up here all the time.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if it
We
was
used
the
to
original
watch
one,
that every
but
Christmas.
it was in what was it, like the 30s.
Merry Christmas, everyone, everywhere. Tiny Tim.
Sorry.
I think my parents just tell us all the time, if you don't behave, you're gonna have a Christmas like Tiny Tim. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Crutch and all.
I'm gonna have grudges? What's gonna happen here? It was the 80s, and parenting was not quite what it should be.
Threatened. Oh, dear.
Yeah. Well, hey, come on.
That'll be enough out of you.
Behave or I'll beat you with the crutch.
Dad's making a horrible mess.
Alexander's making a horrible mess. I'm gonna have to go.
Mom's gone home.
My daughter's ratting at my boy.
Show's over.
But I should go anyway.
Oh,
She's 4, and she come up and just told me that he's making a horrible mess. All right, but I'm gonna go anyway. But I want to thank you for having me on, guys. It was great hanging out
Oh,
with
yeah.
you. Have
Very
a
good.
very
Oh,
Merry
yeah.
Christmas,
You too.
and I'll chat to some of you sooner than later, I guess.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
bye, guys. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Hi.
Take care, Pete.
I was watching last night. I watched. It was like 50 things about. Oh shoot! What's this? The Jimmy Stewart movie. What's that one?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
It was like a bunch of things about It's a Wonderful Life, and they said that it originally started as a Christmas card. This guy had written a story, and nobody was interested in it, so he turned it into a Christmas card, and he sent the story out to all of his friends.
Okay.
And then eventually, someone got a hold of it and liked it, and then they decided to make a movie out of it. It's like, that's really weird that it only got noticed because it was somebody's Christmas card.
I had never heard that one.
No, neither did I.
There,
It's
it's
a
a wonderful.
Wonderful Life.
We can watch It's a Wonderful Life on Crave if we want to.
Oh, that's on there?
It's on Crave here, which is sort of similar to your combo of HBO Max and Hulu.
Oh,
in the
okay.
States. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all on CBC on Christmas Day. It's all
was-
so
yes.
on. Yeah.
I was trying to watch Home Alone for the first time, and I looked it up, and it's on Disney Plus, so I guess it's off of everything else.
That's where I watched it last week. We do have Disney Plus, so I watched it there. Yeah, they've got the rights for it, so there it is. And it probably won't be shown anywhere else either because of that.
Bar, do you have Disney Plus?
Oh man, yeah. I bought it to finish up the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's awesome.
Does anyone not like that movie or that show?
I don't know. I've not heard of anybody, but
I haven't seen it, but I mean, every single person I hear is like,
I woke up at 4:00 in the morning to watch the last 4 that they put on because
No spoilers.
Nope.
Wait for her to come back because our sort of
I
deal.
am-
I watched the first season and we said we are going to watch it when she get done teaching. We're on break, so I'm bugging her to start it up so we can get into the second one.
yeah, get to it as soon as possible. I won't. This ain't no spoilers, but they bring out some heavyweights.
Right on.
Pretty
Right
awesome.
on. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. He did an amazing job with that first one. Like John Favreau is phenomenal. His
I mean,
ability. What he's done with Marvel, now is
He's
what he's
the
done with that.
man.
he really brings it all out in this one too. I think.
Right on.
And he did else.
It's well structured and it survives. It's like watching a little movie every episode.
Right on.
Oh, The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which you already know if you've seen the first season. But
Do I need to binge watch and then you'll catch up?
No, I want to watch the whole thing too.
Season,
I want to
right?
watch the whole first season over again. It's been a year.
Bad Wife. I didn't watch it all.
if you start, it'll be carve out some time because you'll want to watch every season.
Yeah. They're not long. They're not long.
No,
They're
they're 40 minutes, 45.
Are they that long even?
Not bad. They're easy to get through, and
Oh, that's not bad.
a lot of people will say they're very formulaic, but who cares?
Who cares? It's entertaining.
Well, very well done.
So
And then
what's
That gal is awesome in that, in that role, and
what's the basic storyline?
a Mandalorian is way more of a religion to some compared to like Boba Fett, who everybody knew from the original lore. But I guess what this takes on after sort of the series. But
when it's set after in between Return of the Jedi and when the Empire's in decline.
okay, that's right.
Okay.
To filling the vacuum of the Empire going is occurring throughout the galaxy, and the Mandalorian. That's when he is just. What is he doing? He's back.
I put him up.
Dog's
back.
Yeah. Anyways, during that period, and it's just almost mass chaos in the universe, and the Mandalorian, like Bar says, just like a religion, right?
Yeah.
And he ends up having to carry around this extra luggage in the name of the Baby Yoda, and has missions with him. So to try to find a place for him to go. That's what it's all sort of built around. It's really
Baby
impressive.
Yoda.
Sure.
You will find out the name of that Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes,
I expect
that.
so. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Which
It
is
was really all quite a mystery.
There's a lot of really good characters that they bring on in the last four that are just everyone could be a spinoff. They're just awesome.
Yep.
One in particular could be a spinoff, which might be. I heard.
Yeah.
I won't say it. I won't spoil it.
Glory versus Rise of Skywalker. Can't compare.
So we talked a little bit about the TV shows like that were Christmas shows, but what about Christmas episodes of sitcoms and other shows?
Oh,
Festivus for the rest of it.
yeah.
Classic.
Love that one.
Oh, by the way, this is Festivus right now.
Yeah, it is.
Drink.
Yeah.
Happy Festivus.
That probably stole it for every sitcom. Like Seinfeld sort of set the bar with that Festivus,
Oh,
and like, how can you? No one's come close since.
I
Well,
love when Frank Costanza was just telling a story of it, and he gets that part where he says, "And as I rained blows upon the man," so he phrased it as I rained blows.
Drink. And he goes, Kramer, you're up this year for the feats of strength. And he goes, I can't. I gotta go to work. And he goes, George, you gotta take over. Like your old man. He like takes off his jacket.
I like he had, all the characters there. He had George's boss there,
Yeah,
and like
Kruger, who he called Cougar.
and he called Cougar.
Oh, great.
I love it. He goes, I got a lot of problem with you people.
another actor that we lost this year, though, was it Jerry Stiller? Just died this year, right?
Yeah. Was that this year?
Oh,
Yeah.
God, he was so funny in Seinfeld,
Baby.
and he was great in what's that show with
King of Queens.
King of Queens? Yeah.
Queens. That's
Yes.
it.
Oh yes,
He was really good in there too.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
We were trying to think about this. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
I was just going to say, I can remember back in like 1980 when HBO first came around this area, I used to watch it all the time over at my brother's place, and him and Ann Mira, it was Miller and Steerer,
Stiller and Mira.
Stiller and Mira at the movies, and they did the preview show every month for all the movies that were on HBO that month. And that, of course, at the time, I mean, they're fairly young. I suppose they're in their 30s or 40s.
Did you know they met in acting class?
Oh, really?
Mm.
And Charles Nelson Riley was in that class.
God.
And there was a few more famous people because Charles Riley did a one-man show at the end of like right before he died, and I ended up watching it. It was on actually I think I had the DVD of it, but it was hilarious.
Oh wow.
And he told a story of all these famous people that were in this class in New York, and that was two of them, Ann Mira and Jerry Stiller. I was like, what a crazy class that was.
I've never seen Charles Nelson Riley in anything that I considered him acting. He was just being himself. from Match Game to Lidsville, for Pete's sakes. He was just
He was always
Oh my god.
that was him. He didn't need to act.
that's all he needed. He just needed that little laugh in his ascot, and he was good to go.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything
He'd
outside
pick
of
up
Match
that.
Game
He'd have
or-
a cigarette in one hand and a drink in the other. Turn, Brett Summers, you're a bitch.
Speaking of Match Game, who was Brett Summers? I mean, I watched her my whole childhood on that show, and I was like, I don't even know who she is.
Do you actually want to know the story behind that?
I know she was married to Jack Klugman.
Corner square is all I knew.
Was she an
Married
actress?
to Jack Klugman. Jack
That's right.
Klugman come on the show when they first brought it back in 1973. Match Game 73. Jack Klugman, they wanted him because he was big. I mean, I don't think Quincy was around yet, but he was still doing The Odd Couple. And he ended up coming on for a week, and they wanted him back. And anyway, he made an agreement that he come back if they would also hire his wife. So that's how she got on Match Game, and she just ended up. People loved her. She was a friggin' she got along so well and was so funny. They ended up keeping her. So that's how it happened. Friggin' Jack Klugman said, "I'll come on if you friggin' bring my wife on too." So that's how she ended up there.
Did you notice in Match Game that they had the three regulars: Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Riley, and Richard Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way they filled the rest of the square, the rest of the people, there was the chair they sat in basically was you had to be a certain type of person. Like the top left was usually an actor who wasn't funny, like a Gary Berghoff or someone like that,
Greg
or
Moore.
Orson Bean. They would sit top left, and then bottom left was always the attractive woman.
Yeah, that's right.
And then bottom right was always like a comedic actress.
Your
But it
Marsha
was almost
Wall,
always
Patty
the same.
Joyce Bulifant.
You know these people.
I know. Yeah, I like Match Game. Yeah, Fanny Flagg.
Fanny Flagg, bottom right.
They used to have Betty White used to go on and talk about that, saying that was the absolute worst spot to be in, that sixth spot, because if there was a funny answer to give, it was probably gone.
Oh yeah.
And, it was just horrible to try to come up with something original and not just sort of. It was just terrible. But they did. Some of them had the talent for it.
It's like being top right on Go.
That's right. You're the Charles Nelson Riley, Bar.
That's right.
Circle gets square.
Your pipe too.
Yeah. It hit her right in the bazooms.
You know,
I'm amazed I can remember those names. But you can't remember what you had
I
for
think
breakfast.
this is what you call a tangent.
well, I told you yesterday, Pete. I could talk. I know more about game shows, I think, than anyone. I could go on forever.
Oh, I love game shows.
And we have.
The stuff they would say on those game shows back in the 70s and 80s
Oh my God.
was unbelievable. When you go back and watch it now, it's like, oh my God, you can't say any of this stuff anymore.
No.
Awesome.
We have
It's
Tricky
just funny
Dicky
to
Dawson
see it.
kissing all the women.
Oh my God. He was a perv. Bizarre.
Some of the best.
Oh, how funny.
He could have never lived through COVID. No way.
Mind you, I loved Hogan's Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't him; it was Bob Crane.
I don't
so.
think Hogan's Heroes ended up having a Christmas special, did they?
there's only cold there, it seemed like.
Oh, that's true.
I guess they probably could have all just left and had a party and then come back. Slide through that tree trunk.
Keep her secret, Santa. Get the hell out of the Stalag for an hour and a half.
Here's
No,
one
that
though.
show-
That's one though.
That a Christmas episode of a TV show that's probably in my mind would be one of the most famous or most important is Simpsons. That was the dog. he agrees.
Oh, classic.
Simpsons roasting on an open fire, where Homer goes and becomes Santa Claus and gets Santa's little helper.
Oh yeah.
That's the very first Simpsons episode ever to air on television, and there's 639 episodes in, so it must have done something right.
You know what's funny? I watched them on that one comedy show, Tracy Ullman.
Yeah.
And I started watching them when they first came out. I watched them when they come out, 89 or so.
89, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it through 92, and in 92 they switched. I think it was 92. They switched days from Sunday to Thursday or Thursday to Sunday. I can't remember, and it just fell off my radar, and I never saw it again. And to think that it's still going on, it's like that was.
Well,
I haven't seen it in 28 years. That's insane.
I think it's this, that if they can make it so inexpensively and market it so well, and they don't have to worry about characters aging or changing, they can just throw whatever they want at it. So
Dog distracted.
it's never going to go away. I mean, I watched it faithfully for 15, 20 years, but now I've not for 15 years, damn near it, you know?
Sorry, what are we doing?
Simpsons.
It's amazing, like that actress from Rhoda, her sister. You know, she's on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Marge, right?
Yeah, Marge.
Mhm.
It's
I know
amazing. She had, you know, she had a part-time role on a sitcom back in the 70s, and she's probably made tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, and nobody even knows who she really is because you never
Yeah.
see her.
What the blazes is her
Julie
name?
Kavner.
What is it?
Julie Kavner. I do
Julie
remember.
Yeah, she was Rhoda. I can't believe you come up with that
Rhoda's
piece.
sister.
Rhoda's sister.
Yeah.
That's the
I
show.
do remember that.
Oh yeah. You could have Mean Gene, the dancing machine, come out.
Listen, I went through a stint where I was watching on YouTube so many episodes of the Gong Show. It was unbelievable.
Oh,
I loved
wow.
it. And my favorite was Mean Gene, the dancing machine.
He'd come through like sweeping the floor.
And they just and read stories about it, you know, stuff. They'd have the whole crew when that little thing would come on. The whole crew would run around the back of the stage behind the curtain, and whatever they could find, they just grab it and start throwing.
Threw everything out there.
Speaking of people you don't know, you only know from a game show. It's like who's JP Morgan? I never saw her either before that show.
That show made her.
Yeah. What the blazes did I watch? I had to have watched one of these. Like, you can find a lot of them on YouTube per se. Like, just very recently, within the last month, I've watched the one on Match Game. It's about an hour-long documentary that explains a lot of the stuff about Brett Summers and such. But there's some good ones about the Gong Show on there as well. And they talk about JP Morgan and how she got on there. And I can't actually tell you.
Sounds like an investment company.
But she's the one that they're, yeah. She's the one that every day she got right out to lunch there one day and she flashed on live TV. Ripped her shirt off.
Oh,
Really?
JP Morgan.
But she was in some really seedy porn.
She was, yeah. But she was odd. Yeah.
And speaking of Chuck Barris, you know, he wrote, I think it was Palisades Park, the song.
Palisades Park. Wow.
no
I
song.
believe it was that one, but he wrote a song, and I guess he got me a lot of money from that. And he told an interesting story that when he was trying to get into show business, he was applying for a job at some network. I think it was ABC. I can't remember.
Right.
And on his resume for like people to contact to vouch for him, he wrote down the president of the company, the top guy.
Yeah.
And he says, what I figured would happen was they feel like they had to hire me, and they would never ever call the president to question it. And he said he got hired, and that's how he got into show business. He just
Wow.
told a big lie, and they fell for it. And it's like, man, that's genius.
That is genius. And he was an oddball genius too. He passed away, I would say, just a few years ago too. I think it's probably about 2017 when he passed away. And I got thinking about watching that back in the 70s, and I watched a lot of info on that back then. Not that long ago. Remember I was watching all
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I don't remember. I remember something about
There was a movie.
oh, what's the movie?
Yeah. George Clooney was in it.
George Clooney was in it, and
Something about a dangerous mind. What was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Confessions.
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 Fine. Yeah, isn't that where he was claiming that he was actually a hitman for the CIA?
CIA. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, was he just nuts, or was he really a hitman? I don't know.
I think there was a lot of dispute either way.
A little bit of mental illness.
A little bit of both.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I guess there's no way you'd ever be able to know. It's not like CIA's ever going to say, "Oh yeah."
Oh, that's right.
That's just crazy.
J.P. Morgan, her real name is Mary Margaret Morgan. She's 89 years old. She ain't dead.
She's not dead. Wow.
Apparently. I'm not looking it up on Wikipedia, but
Wow.
she was a knockout.
89.
We got the tiny cat up here with us now.
The purring machine.
Oh.
There you go.
Pete, I was watching your video of Lock and Chase.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was funny because you're sitting there in a chair all by yourself, and then you'd go to a screen, and then you'd come back and talk and go to a screen of the game. And then one time when you came back, all of a sudden the cat was in your lap.
Treacle. Treacle comes in the door. Treacle like jumps up, knocks the door open, comes in, just jumps up my lap, starts going. You know.
She is a cat that if she hears she's nowhere. Like I teach from home, right? Like it's the same idea, right? And she could be like sound asleep somewhere in the other part of the house, and the minute nobody around me, the minute I open my mouth, it's like boom, she's right there, and she's like urging her way into the screen, and wanting to be part of my class. So my students are rather amused with her.
Yeah, whereas Coco in the basket when Pete's doing his videos.
Yeah.
And Coco's usually like laying upside down, basically. It's like I've never seen a cat really do that.
Tips her head right back. She sort of watches. Picks up for a while.
It's because she's so freaking large. She can't roll over. Like this is it. She's trapped. Oh, me.
Just
she has absolutely zero interest in this. She just can't get away.
That's actually kind of not true because I can remember before I thought, okay, stay there, which I figured she'd have a choice. I went out to the kitchen, but when I come back, she met me leaving the room. So
did you
the basket?
You're talking about Christmas TV episodes. I can't even like comedy ones.
Oh,
I know last time we mentioned Cheers had one, but did they have one when Shelley Long was still on the show?
I don't know if she was or not. I think she was gone, but there's one where Norm is a Santa Claus. And they all come to the bar.
She was there.
Was she?
Wait a minute. No. I take it.
I don't know.
She wasn't. That was Rebecca.
He's unemployed and he ends up taking the job as a Santa. Or am I?
Yeah, probably. And all the Santas end up at the bar drinking, and then then there's one that leaves at the end. Says, "Oh, I got a lot of stuff to do tonight." They're all leaving. I got a lot of stuff to do, so I can get on the road. Away he goes. He looks like he has a real beard. He was in our class, was he?
Yeah, and Kramer started to believe in Santa Claus right at that moment. He goes, "Could that be the real Santa Claus?" And then the guy comes back and asks if someone can give him a jump because his car died.
Frasier had a couple of good Christmas. There was a couple of Christmas ones I remember from that
Frasier.
Yeah.
What else I got? Christmas Cheers. Yeah. Oh, here's one. Are you familiar with it at all? Hey, Bar, this one's for you. Actually, first, Letterkenny Christmas.
Oh
yeah.
Have you?
No,
they had down there.
Actually, seen that.
They up here on Crave.
The episodes.
We have the regular seasons, which are about 8 to 10 per season. There's the newest season is being released. Christmas Day. They have a habit. They usually release new seasons on Christmas Day. But anyway, they also have a lot of specials on Crave. And they'll have like an Easter special. There's a Christmas special. There's St. Patrick's Day special. Of course, drinking at Modine's, right?
Sure.
And so there's all kinds of these individual solo specials as well, including a Christmas one. So might be worth checking out if you can find it on Hulu.
Not sure. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but I'm pretty caught up on the regular season, but I didn't know there was specials. Letterkenny is, that's doesn't get much better than that.
No.
As far as
Trailer Park Boys.
not just Canadian humor, but just in general, that is funny.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. But what I was actually getting at before I ever got sidetracked, I thought of that when we were talking, because we had talked about Letterkenny before. But do you guys get Mr. Bean down there? Like Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean.
You can find it on
Christmas episodes.
Maybe it's on Netflix. I mean, I think if you search around, you can.
Okay.
Find it.
I don't know if he's popular here, though.
See, Mr. Bean was huge here in Canada. Just huge, Mr. Bean, for a while. He was on CBC, and the Christmas episode is hilarious. Yeah.
He is funny. I mean, Rowan Atkinson is a comical genius. I mean,
yeah,
without a doubt.
Oh, by the way, from our last show, a little reminder of what happened. At the end of our show last week, we had convinced Herrickle, who's a friend of my youngest son's, to go get a McRib on last Wednesday night, because we never had one. So right after the show, I found out he did get one, and he liked it.
Hey!
Who doesn't?
Now, if they'd only let us mangy Canadians back into the States, we could try it too.
There's no McRibs in Canada?
We'll ship you some.
Nah. Well, I tell you, Barry, you probably couldn't ship it until it takes 2 weeks, and I hear they last about 6 months before they even start.
I think you leave one on the curb for about a year and a half, and it'd be the same time.
Oh, that'd be fine.
I'll take the pass.
Yeah.
We have this thing at work once a year where we all go do activities and things, and they give us lunch. And the lunch is usually like hamburgers, bratwurst, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, it was Tom Barr.
Yeah.
He took his bratwurst that he got, and he went into his office, and he pinned it to the wall. It was all wrapped up still, but he pinned it to the wall.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, 3-4 years later, it was still there.
Is that when you were downstairs?
Jesus.
I don't remember where I was sitting at the time, but he was upstairs, and he unwrapped it.
What office was it?
He was upstairs in his office when he pinned it there. And he unwrapped it after several years, and it looked exactly the same as the first day. I thought it was going to be like all kind of shrunk and shriveled, but no. It looked exactly the same.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Isn't that bizarre? And we ate those things.
About 30 of them that day.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did he eat it?
Well,
I guess I'll say no, but I don't know. I was thinking that when I was telling the story, I was like, did he eat it? I was thinking if he actually took a bite of it or not. He may have, because that's something he would do. But I can't remember if he did or not.
kind of see that Stephen MRE 1983. That guy that eats all the old MREs from. He buys all these old MREs and he eats it
Oh, on YouTube?
on YouTube. The guy eats like 100-year-old shit, and he feel kind of funny after that one.
I can see that stuff not lasting.
I can't find the.
The guy is awesome. He is so cool. That was the best. That's the best channel.
I'm guessing a can of corn from today, 100 years from now, would be just fine.
Might be okay. He will eat it. Unless it's like bulged out and he like pops it with his P38 and he goes, psh, he goes, oh shit.
You know, a lot of those cans back then had lead.
Yeah.
That can't be good for you.
You don't care. He'll eat it.
He had a good channel for a while.
He goes, oh my God, that smells horrible. Let me just try it. Okay, dude.
That's like those things when someone says, This milk smells like it's bad. Here,
Here, try it.
you try.
What do you think?
I want it. Get it away from me.
Make it a soft.
This doesn't smell right. Try this.
I've been there, done that.
You've done that. I won't eat anything.
So, what movie did we just watch?
Who are you talking to?
You.
What
We
movie did?
watched our Christmas show last night.
We're in the same room.
Yeah, can you see me? Upper right in her.
See right. Wait.
He's in the Charles Nelson Riley position.
Right
So you can
there.
see me.
Right
Yeah.
here. There he is. Right there.
Oh no, I got it. Point now.
Right there.
There.
Because he said, "You want to be on this?" And then he gets this like ugly chair for me to sit, and I said, "No, I'll sit in my own chair."
Yeah, I got the
He's
same.
all there.
Took me to folding chair. I was like, no, my office chair's over there.
Exactly. He gives me this folding chair. I'm like, oh, forget it. Nope.
For you, I'll be in my other space.
Yeah. I mean, that 1,500 miles away, and I found like my double.
The women are taking over.
So speaking of Christmas movies and Cheers,
Okay.
we watched a movie last night called Merry In-Laws
Oh
that
yeah.
starred Shelley Long and George Wendt.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Pre or post?
Oh,
Oh.
well post.
Well,
both
post.
cheese. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah.
And I won't say what the storyline is, but it was, I mean, it's not a masterpiece, but it wasn't bad. And I only clicked on it because it had two people from Cheers. And I was like, well, that's an interesting combination. I'd like to see them. They actually are the in-laws. They're, a married couple to the main guy in the story. But I don't know what that was on. If it was on Tubi or what the heck that was on.
Really?
Well, that's not a lot of stuff on Tubi. I think it's called Merry In-Laws.
Merry in-laws.
No.
Yeah, but it was cool seeing two old Cheers people on.
If it's on Tubi, I'll know here in a second because I've ended up. We're talking about some of these movies. I've been searching to see if where they're available. Right?
I wonder. I'm gonna look that up. I wonder what year that was because they were both pretty old in this.
What was the movie she was in
2012.
with Tom Hanks?
Am I the only one that likes Jim Carrey and the Grinch?
Okay.
I liked The Grinch. I like Jim Carrey.
I thought that movie was, and I'm not a huge Jim Carrey fan, but man, I think he nailed that.
Yeah.
I liked
Oh,
it.
he's
I liked
good.
it, Bar.
I don't
really
think I
did.
saw it.
I could
Oh,
never
it's
watch
a
The
lot.
Grinch as a kid. It always made me kind of sad.
Yes.
It's the
Yeah.
dog, right? Like he was
Dog.
being the dog, and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up really liking the dog. So.
But
Yeah, that dog took a. Wasn't
Yeah.
the Grinch
Pretty
whipping him at one point to get him to move?
I can't. Like Charlie Brown's Christmas does it for me. That's my favorite.
That's the only Christmas show movie I can. I'm sure there must be a bunch, but it's the only one I can remember watching where it actually had about the birth of Christ in it.
Yeah.
Which one?
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Christmas.
In the play,
Okay.
Yeah, Linus read something.
Linus read the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't
But
think
when-
of another movie or show that.
What about Drummer Boy?
Man, it was hard to get past that sad sack motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true. Drummer Boy. Again, the lipstick that guy paints on his face is just worth it.
Am I wrong?
That was sad. Yes, I agree.
But
Oh my
Mary,
gosh, I've seen this movie.
Mary In-Laws came out in
Here we go.
2012.
It's
I
on
said that.
Prime. It says 2014 here.
Huh. I'm looking at IMDb.
Remake. With
Uh,
They got a 6 out of 10, which isn't terrible for one of these.
I think George Wendt looks better there in it.
Than in Cheers?
Yeah.
He was in 6 Feet
Because he
Under.
looked really. I'm not gonna. He looks more sloppy, I guess, in Cheers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Norm.
That was Norm.
Yeah. I'll give him that.
How's it going, Norm? It's a dog eat dog world, and I'm yelling milk bone underwear.
He's great.
Usually the most classic line.
What's going down, Mr. Peterson? More importantly, what's going in, Mr. Peterson?
We just binge watched that. What was it, a year or so ago?
Yeah, last
Yeah.
spring we spent watching Cheers, and we rolled from Cheers right into Frasier.
Oh,
Never,
sweet
always
Lord.
being familiar with Frasier, but never really being dedicated to it before. I found that Frasier it's the writing and the characters. It was every bit as good as Cheers.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
the characters were phenomenal. It's all in the writing and the acting. It was just
You know what's
top
weird is
notch.
Cheers is one of my like top 3 sitcoms.
Yeah.
But I never really watched much of Frasier. I mean, I saw some of them and I liked it. I don't know what it is. I just never
Well,
watched it.
Frasier's funny.
grab on and start sometime because you'll find every bit of the satisfaction you get out of Cheers. I think that's my belief anyway.
Last year, actually,
Yep.
I went through every episode of Cheers from start to finish.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen it so long.
How did I watch Frasier and you didn't?
That started before we were even married, wasn't it?
No.
Frasier started in like 92.
Yeah, we weren't married.
We were together.
94 or 93 maybe, because I can still remember Cheers. This is a funny thing. We watched the final episode of Cheers in May or April. I think it was May of 92 because I had graduated from university. No, wasn't me 92. It was
You were
93.
with me.
It was
It's 93. 93 to 2004.
Cheers ended in 93, so Frasier must have picked up
Yeah.
in 93.
Because we
Yes,
got our
right,
first
right.
apartment together, and we only had this particular apartment for 2 months before we moved to a different one. And that's where I can still remember. That's where we watched it.
Yes, that's that.
Yeah.
Please move in. Oh, now I'm giving it to my daughter apartment. Thanks for
So,
Thanks for coming. See ya. It's like,
So the-
oh,
the Frasier character lasted for 21 years.
Yeah.
10 with Cheers, and I think 11 with Frasier. I think Frasier went one more year than
and
Cheers.
he's even more
I
hysterical.
think it was the same. I think they're both 11.
But
They're
he's
both
even
11.
more hysterical on
Yeah.
Simpsons as Krusty the Clown.
No.
No, not Krusty.
Not Krusty. It was Sideshow Bob.
Sideshow Bob.
Yes.
And he's even better on that show. And then there's a couple of episodes where Niles comes on and voices his
His brother.
brother.
Cyrus.
Which is
Oh, that's
even
hilarious. I don't know
Was
why
it,
I never watched it. That's
How
weird.
did I watch it and you didn't? It was on until 2004.
Okay, Jeff, you will know. Speaking of David Hyde Pierce,
Yes.
Jeff, you know the Towery Creep.
Yep.
He has his channel there, and he does the Walk for Alzheimer's all the time or every year. And I sent him a donation into the Alzheimer's fund there a few months ago. I get some emails from now and again, and I got David Hyde Pierce did a 3-minute message thanking all the people who donated, and he looks a lot different.
Oh, wow.
But
Nice.
and he talks as he has Alzheimer's has heavily affected his family, and it was
Wow.
really it just struck me. It was a really heartfelt message that came from him. I should show you sometime. I don't know ever did.
I don't think I've ever seen
Yeah,
that.
it was
no.
very interesting. Anyway, yeah, David Hyde
Wow,
Pierce.
that's cool.
It's funny you talking about TV shows and stuff and Christmas episodes, and we've watched a lot of MASH over the years. We both love
I
MASH.
love MASH.
MASH is like I can remember MASH from when I was young. I think it was like my dad watched it, and like I remember it. And then when I met him, it was sort of like, "Hey, you like MASH? We like MASH. We watch MASH. MASH is on, and we have all the DVDs and stuff." But I distinctly remember one episode, one Christmas episode,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all because it's MASH. They're so like depressing at times, but the
Which one?
one where the guy dies and they turn the clock back,
Yeah.
so that he doesn't die, or they push it forward so he doesn't die on Christmas Day, so
Yeah.
the kids know his children don't remember
Oh,
Christmas,
They-
and it
yeah.
was like
Yeah.
that's so funny because I mean of all the things, and I mean I'm not
And all the orphans are there for that time. They get stranded at
from the orphanage,
4077.
and,
They share all the food.
Yeah.
And that's called Death Takes a Holiday.
see
yeah, I watched all of MASH, but
for when
My-
we got married, but
I love Mel.
but my favorite seasons were the first 2 with Henry Blake and Trapper
yeah, me
John.
too.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that
And
show
once
was so
it-
funny.
You ever notice the further on it gets, it sort of gets almost depressing.
Melodramatic.
Like
yeah.
I can't watch
Mm.
after probably the first 7-8 years. It's like, no, it's not even that long in, is it? I don't remember.
About time radar
Just-
leaves
yeah.
actually is
Yeah,
like really
I
turned.
can't. That's it.
Uh,
Yeah,
And
no.
I really didn't. I didn't
Too
like it much after Frank left.
Yeah, when Colin Alda gets depressed, who wants to see that?
And the final episode was
Well, that's it.
so
right? It gets-
depressing.
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
very much.
And
so.
it's funny because he always teases me because I love to watch Death and Dismemberment, as he calls it, Law and Order, all those ones where CSI, somebody's dead. Oh, you're leaving me? All
I'm
right.
leaving you for right
Okay.
here. Oh, there's your arm. Step on your toe.
What was that?
Oh, you're coming back.
I'm not going far.
Oh, you're leaving. All right. I thought I was taking over the show here.
So often when we're doing a show and Pete's on, if someone mentions a game, an old game, he'll just turn around and he'll pull it out. It's like, how are they all right next to you? He did it. I had to laugh because earlier on the show, when Stuart first got on, when he was in the car, we mentioned Elf, and he whipped out a DVD of Elf. I'm like, you're in a car.
How do you have
How did you do that?
When we first went into COVID lockdown back in March,
Oh, nice.
I rest my case. Yeah,
Wow.
That's even better.
Dang.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry.
He was still working. They kind of turfed us out of the college and said, work from home. So, because we shut right down. So I was teaching, and it was also sort of like because of course we had horrible internet from home at the time. So I parked myself right here. He wasn't here, so it was working out fine. And I'm teaching away. And of course, this is my background, right? And one day I had a student say to me, "Wow, you have an amazing movie collection." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they said, "All those behind you." And I'm like, "Yeah, those aren't movies." And they're like, "Well, what are they?" "Video games." "Oh, your son has an amazing video game collection."
Wrong again.
Introduce you to Papa Pete.
That reminds me when
And then it gets worse because I got turfed out of this room when he kind of went to a modified employment opportunity, and I'm out in the other room, and I'm not thinking, set my desk up, here's a great space, here it is, and I'm teaching away. And one day one of my students said, "Hey, is that your liquor cabinet behind you?"
I love it.
Yeah.
We very quickly had to rearrange that situation. It was like, "Oh, okay, I'm done. That's it. I'm just going to go back to the office and teach from the college for a minute. This is my classroom here. There's no win here."
That reminds me. I used to teach middle school art, and one of the kids says, "Mrs. McGee, do you know what a booty call is?" I'm just like, "A booty call? What's that?"
Heard of that?
There's some boots involved. I'm so glad I teach adults because I would not be able to keep it together. If I had kids, forget it. I'd be just like, yeah. "Oh, look, we've lost connection." Yeah.
When you go shopping for winter footwear.
It's like Maxwell Smart. Is that it? When you use the phone
That's right.
to call?
Why you're breaking up?
Of which no kid in the right mind nowadays would have any idea what you were talking about when you said Maxwell Smart. But we all do.
That's all that matters.
That's right.
We're all in the cone of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cone of silence thing cracked me up every time.
It's so funny. It didn't even go to the ground.
That's great.
That goes from halfway, they were completely silent.
They could use that for coronavirus.
The cone of COVID.
When Chris was talking about that, where they mistook the games for movies. When we first got married, she has a bunch of brothers, but two of them would come over every Saturday, and we would play Magic the Gathering. We were all really into Magic the Gathering at the time, complete nerd game. And we had ordered.
No.
What we ordered? Some pizza?
Pizza.
Oh yeah. And the guy comes to the door and he goes, and I got the pizzas. He goes, because we had the window kind of open a little bit. And he goes, "What are you guys up to tonight?" I said, "We're sitting around playing cards." And he mistook it for playing poker. He goes, Oh yeah, eating pizza, playing poker, and drinking beer. That's a great Saturday night. And I was like, okay. Meanwhile, we're in there playing Magic the Gathering. I was like, I wasn't about to try to explain it to him.
Some things are better left uncorrected.
Maybe some cards were involved.
There was beer.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh my
Perfect
God!
Stu.
Yes.
Oh,
That was such a great episode.
Just saw that one.
Sheldon
That was
is
a good one.
helping me.
I possess the DNA of Leonard Nimoy.
All I need is a healthy old woman, and I'll be able to create my own Leonard Nimoy. Well, all I'm giving is a napkin.
You think we've seen it a few times?
Yeah, really.
I could create my own Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
That's bizarre that show has imprinted so heavily on our
So many
world.
people. Yeah. Well,
I intend to watch the new show.
The new?
With Amy. No,
Oh.
so she's not Amy, but
cat something.
yeah,
So the Cat Cafe.
She has a new show?
The,
Sweet Lord, what's her name?
Maya
Maya
Bialik
Bialik.
is getting a new sitcom where she is
Oh,
the
yeah.
operator of Cat Cafe.
Huh.
So it's called Cat something.
Cat, just cat,
Just
Cat?
cat maybe. K-A-T. But
cat, something.
Anyway,
yeah.
yep.
Anyway, yeah.
So I guess she's done with, what was she, a master's in mathematics or a PhD in mathematics, I think, in real life?
Well, you know where the money is, right? She's got that too.
Young, it might not be popular opinion, but I really enjoy Young Sheldon. That is,
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, you know,
I've only watched
Pretty well
it,
done.
episodes, but it is
Is it-
funny.
I've lost track of it. Is this still on the air?
I think
Yep.
so. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
Oh,
catch
yeah.
up because I watched the
I think-
first season was tremendous. I thought
Oh,
I
I
couldn't
think
get over how good it was.
still pretty well done.
And young Sheldon actually made an appearance on Big Bang Theory. Did you see that one?
Really?
yes. Yeah, the
Sheldon had
videotape.
gotten a bunch of tapes from when he was a kid, and he put one in, and it was the actor from Little Sheldon.
Excellent.
It's like, oh, that's awesome.
Right at the end.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Over.
And then when it got to the important part, somebody had taped over it. It'll be Boston returns, Lance. Boston
Taping over stuff.
Joey.
There was a
cafe and a lot of cats.
Where's Joey when you need him?
whoa.
Whoa.
Oh,
When you mentioned Pete taping over something, there was a episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where it's their anniversary and they go out for dinner and they come home, and his wife Deborah said they're talking about their wedding, and she goes, "Why don't you put in our wedding tape?" So he went and got it and he put it in, and she's walking down the aisle, and all of a sudden it's all static, and then it opens up and it's the Super Bowl, and she's like, "What happened? Did you change the channel? What's going on?" And it hits him. It's like, oh my God, what did I do? And she's so pissed off. You taped over our wedding for a football game.
If it was the Pats beating Atlanta, baby, I'd be all over
if it
it.
was a Patriot, she'd love it.
Oh, one of the best parts was they said that one of the writers from the show came up with the idea because he said it actually happened to him. He taped over his own wedding
Oh wow.
video. It's like, oh my gosh.
Is ours still here?
Ours is still here somewhere. I digitized ours. I put it on the computer. Mine, I have no idea. That's probably 3 computers ago, and it could be gone.
It's probably taped over.
Good point.
Some
Yeah.
bootleg Miko game is on it now.
Our
That's all right.
our videographer didn't show up for our wedding.
Oh really?
Yeah.
She was having a baby.
Well, that's a good
Oops.
excuse.
Yeah. No. I get it.
Well,
But there was supposed to be someone. Someone was supposed to.
she wasn't going to be doing it anyway because she knew she was having a baby. So
Yeah, and then
They
her
just forgot.
replacement didn't show up.
on their placement.
Well, our placement wasn't exactly perfect because we were in front of windows, and so actually the video is just like
Silhouettes.
you can sort of see the beginning, and then it's just
So
Yeah.
and the worst of it was supposed to be outside, but then it kept raining. So it would rain, and then it would get nice, then it would rain and get nice. So we decided, screw it, we'll go inside, and then video sucks now because the sun came out in the middle of it. until the signing of the license, and it was like, okay, sign here, and he put pen to paper, and this giant crack of thunder overhead, and it was like, could it be a woman, perhaps?
Meant to be.
Oops.
Or I was just thinking, if you went and got your wife, this would be like an episode of Tattletales.
Oh, jeez.
She might be asleep, frankly. Now
Bert Comey.
it is 10 till 9, and we're over 55. So
Hey, it's 10 to 11 here.
I'm normally asleep by now.
me
and the dog.
I don't have any good excuse.
Wow.
I asked her if she wanted to do it, and she was like,
Well, you know, if you show her this episode tomorrow, at some point she'll say, you know what?
"You'll be convinced."
That's awesome.
That tried to look like fun.
I had to have 3 beers this afternoon for him to convince me that this might be something I wanted to do.
So he meant, hey, do you want to come on today with us?
You know, it's
Okay.
a delicate balance of how many beers you can have to how much sleep you're going to need. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a balancing act. When
That
you're
was like me trying to convince my mom to come on for the Tommy Tallarico show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She did not want to really do that one at first.
But he's so cute.
I have not gone back and watched that, and I got to.
So, you know, Lance said young Sheldon should break out Atari 2600 in television. You know, there was an episode where he got a game system from his Meemaw, but it was like an off-brand thing. It was just something that's made up. I don't know why they didn't use one of those. I don't.
You wouldn't think
Can't
license.
surely they could have got licensing for that. How hard could that have been?
Do you
At
need
this
a
point, I don't
license
think
if you don't
television
invent
would
it?
promote it.
What's that?
The
At
name.
this point, I think a television would promote it. So, absolutely, you could use it.
How old
That's
was
true.
Sheldon at that point, though? Would
Yeah,
that
I
have
don't
been-
even
would
know.
that have been
Actually,
right
it might
around
not
the
have been the right
time?
era either.
Might
What
not.
about the Goldbergs? Did they do that?
Yeah.
They had
Yes.
an NES.
They've had, yeah.
They
They
had
actually had a real NES there.
Oh, NES?
Is that show still on? I lost track of that show too.
it's on. It's like on Hulu or something, like in syndication or something.
Any new episodes?
Still making new ones or not.
I only ever see
I
it
don't
in
know.
kind of like in reruns.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, it
it's
cracks me
now
up.
on every night at like 7 o'clock here. We get it on.
Yeah.
We used to watch it all the time, and then I don't know. One season, we just forgot about it.
I
That
get-
happens if a TV show like takes too long between one season and another. Sometimes I just forget all about it.
I think it's still on.
Is it still on? Wow.
I don't know.
I get hypercritical on shows like that are from my time.
Your generation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They try
And
so
I'm
much.
like, you know what? That was not a thing at that time. So if I see something like that, I'm like, I'm out. No.
Well, the funny thing is, they never gave you a year. They'd always like
It was
say something like
sort of,
1980.
assumed like early 80s. So, I mean, that was my heyday.
They did take a lot of liberties with certain products that were not out
Yes.
at certain times.
I think I would agree with that.
It was all just they basically just took the 80s and just kind of all mixed it up.
I like the Weird Al episode.
Oh,
Remember the
Weird
Weird
Al.
Al episode where he goes to the concert?
There you go.
You know, one of my favorite bands is The Knack, and I would mention that on here. But Doug Feiger, who's died a few years ago, mentioned that Al Yankovic got a start with them because he wrote My Bologna for My Sharona. And he said they had, I guess, brought it up. And so he kind of took it from there and did all his other classic stuff after that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I lost
Another one, Rides the Bus, was another one of his very, very.
Oh, man.
And the thing about him, you look at all these bands and stuff that do this and that, and here's Weird Al in a clip from the Schneider. What was his name? Schneider used to be on like at 1:30 in the morning on CBS or something. And that's Weird Al did his first promo, and it's Weird Al and his drummer, and I can't remember his name. It's Bermuda Schwartz, Jim Bermuda Schwartz. And the drums that he used was the empty. He had a bunch of like little cymbals set up and the empty accordion case. And that was the percussions that he set up and played. And they do another one rides the bus. And it's friggin' masterful the way they do it, eh? Al on the accordion and Jim Schwartz pounding on the case. If you get a chance, that's on YouTube somewhere too, and it really is good.
I'll have to look that up. I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
You talk about longevity. I remember him when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was Don't Dare to Be Stupid.
Yeah.
And then, so like over the years, now we've taken our kids to see him twice. Once.
At
least once, right? And they love him. And it's just talk about like, such a knockoff. But I mean, man, he's got the plan.
But he also like that. Bermuda Schwartz is still with them today. And all of his other band members are the same guys. The same. There's 5 of them that were with him in the 80s.
And we went to see him this summer, 2 summers ago. Yeah, not last summer, summer before.
18.
Yeah, with what orchestra
19.
With what orchestra was it with?
Oh, I don't know what orchestra it was.
It was with an orchestra, and it was insane.
It was strings attached. It was called. Because all this with orchestra music, and the opening act was the orchestra just played 4 songs. They played movie themes. They played Superman, Star Wars, Return of the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
And Jurassic Park or something like that for about 40 minutes by the time, and it was amazing to hear that live.
Insane.
Like a 50, 60 piece orchestra.
He was insane.
And then
insane.
Lance asked our favorite Christmas song.
Best Christmas songs are Snoopy and the Red Baron.
Oh, I like that.
That's my favorite. And Band-Aid.
There's one I can't even think of who it is.
Hi. Come here.
There's one where it's like a bunch of little kids in a choir.
Oh.
And I can't think of the name of it. They sing like This Night on This Very Christmas Night. I can't. Is it Mannheim Steamroller? Is that it? Or I don't know.
Could be.
I'm not even sure the name of the song, but it's like it's an orchestra playing, and there's a kid choir in it. It's pretty cool.
Stupidly, All I Want for Christmas Is You is always in my head. Not sure if I like it or not, but there it is.
It's the only Mariah Carey song I will ever listen to.
I can't stand. I'm not sure I like it or not, but I don't have a choice. It's always there.
It's always in the back, ready to go.
It's always right there. You wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, oh, is that really all I want for Christmas?
Or that's gonna drive you mad one day.
Not for sure.
If you think that when you wake up
someday.
I hate to see Grandma get run over by a reindeer, but
oh Jesus!
Don't put that in my head. Thanks.
But I just saw something else, and now I can't remember it because you said the Band-Aid one, and that took its place. But no, I thought of Grandma, but actually, my real favorite Christmas song is "Baby It's Cold Outside." Yes. Is my favorite Christmas song.
I like that one.
Yeah,
I love all of its implications.
Oh my God! When the big controversy over it 2 years ago,
yeah,
I can buy into that.
Yeah. Fuck out of her. Sorry. It's like I don't know.
That's too much sensitivity there.
Oh yes.
I just watched something about that song, and they said the first one was
Holly Jolly Christmas.
The first time that was in a movie. It was I can't remember the actress, but the actor was Ricardo Montalban.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And I could barely even recognize him without a tattoo next to him.
Well, you know what? I'd have extra drinks for him, I guess.
How he said he'd have that accent there. Rich Corinthian leather.
Right?
God. At least here in the United States, on Saturday nights, the lineup was Love Boat and Fantasy Island.
I love
back to back.
Oh yes. Here too.
Yeah, what a
predicted that one.
What a pair that is.
And we love it. Fantasy Island's still available on one of CTV has Fantasy Island, one of the original Fantasy Island.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, watch all those shows. The whole friggin' series is on there.
They're basically the same show. It's just a vehicle to get famous people on the show every week.
Yeah.
3 little mini shows all wrapped into one.
Yeah.
That's a way to get Barbie Benton on every other week.
Yeah, that's right. You know, something for her to do with
Charles.
Slightly waning stars. Put them on fucking Love Boat. It's good night.
To be sure we cover all of our audience. For best Christmas songs, you have to have Adam Sandler's.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's
Nights
nice.
for the Hanukkah
no,
people.
is that it? Yeah.
Yes, is it nice?
Oh, I love that.
Hanukkah, put on your
Fabulous.
yarmulke. It's
Hilarious.
time to celebrate Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching all the different versions of that a couple weeks ago. I think there's 4 different
Yeah,
songs.
there's 4 different versions.
Oh,
Yep.
Wow.
O.J. Simpson, not
Not
a Jew. But who is the Hall of Famer? Rod Carew. He can voice.
That's right.
I always like to mention the Three Stooges. There's all 3 Stooges.
All 3 Stooges.
Ralph's getting really distraught here.
Oh, stop. What's the matter?
Come here.
What's
If we
the
could get you in here, we'd say hello. We
Yeah.
would, but you're like huge.
Well, I could, but
You know what's weird about those
Here.
songs? The first song, he mentioned Dinah Shore
Yep.
Yeah.
on Saturday Night Live. But if you watch like performances after that, when he sings this first song again with all the same people, he changes it to Pauly Shore.
Nobody got sued.
And I have no idea why, because Dinah Shore's dead. Does she have an
It is
estate?
Dinah
Like I
Shore.
don't
Put
want
on the state.
that. We don't want to be
I've
mentioning
never
that
heard
song.
Pauly Shore version.
no.
Yeah, I don't get the actual
Isn't that the combination for a fine-looking Jew? No, it's
No, it's
Paul Newman and
all those have to
British
is Goldie
Shermans
Hawn's have to.
to put them together. What a fine
What a Lots of people. Ebenezer Scrooges,
but he's not. But here's who is all 3 Stooges. So many Jews are in showbiz. Tom Cruise isn't, but I heard his agent is.
All right, Lance, this is all your fault.
Put on your yarmulke. It's
Yeah.
time to
Singing is all Lance's fault.
So drink
He's
your
blamed.
gin and tonica and smoke your marijuana. Of course, then it wasn't legal, so you know.
Still not legal down there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it legal here, Bar?
It's medical marijuana. It depends on
Medical.
what state you're in.
Okay. Illinois, it's legal, isn't it?
I have a limp.
Well, yeah, it's federally.
Oh
it's
no,
not
it's recreational. I don't know.
okay. Individual states have declared
Right.
it legal, but it's still federally illegal. So no matter what, the feds will.
It's
Oh,
federally legal, but they're not.
And it's legal. Coast
I'm
to
gonna
coast.
say
do
that
anything.
just changed.
Which makes sense. You know what? Everybody said, "Oh, the world's going to end." It was October 2018 or whatever like that. They made it legal, and then, "Oh my God, the world's going to end. Everybody's
That's it,
going to fall
yeah.
apart. Everything's going to." And there's been not a damn bit of difference. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Other than we have a store that you can go buy if you're so
People
inclined.
drive a lot slower, but
Drive a lot slower. As a matter of fact, in our province, the cannabis store is losing money.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Losing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because they want all outdoors for it. Like it's ridiculous.
Because you're still now with the legalization up here, you're allowed to grow X amount yourself,
yeah.
right?
You can still. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
So I-
we've always kind of been allowed to grow around, but
I make videos.
I just found out.
we're growing basil.
Yeah.
mom's the word.
I'd rather have basil.
Wow.
I'm happy
Hey,
with
Jeff,
this.
one more time, I'm going to say it. That was a tangent.
This whole show is one tangent after another.
Hey,
What were we originally talking about?
Christmas movie.
Christmas shows.
Christmas movies. Oh, okay.
Hanukkah,
Yeah.
Hanukkah movie.
And we ended up talking about the dispensaries.
Songs, yes.
Ding, president, ding, president, ding, president.
You remember that one?
I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. I work at Burger King making flaming Whoppers. I wear paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Ding, it done. Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. Don't touch the fries in hot fat. It really hurts bad, and so do skin grabs. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Wait for the bell. Can't hear the bell. Where is the bell? Wait for the bell. Ding, ding, fries are done.
Oh my
Oh
God.
God.
Oh boy.
Might
We didn't like that version.
How do
be
you top that? What do you do to top that?
yeah, that might be a good place to end the show. That was perfect. That's a perfect ending.
On that note,
Mark's thinking I should have played this an hour and a half ago.
that's all it takes.
Bye-bye.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for showing up. I think we talked Christmas movies for about 45 minutes, and the rest. I don't know what else we talked about.
Promo it that way. Watch the first 45 minutes and then there's an exit point.
Hey, disregard the first 40 minutes. Watch the last part. Best part.
Yeah. I'll retitle the video to "Movie Night: A Potpourri."
Post discussion.
Yeah. That's classic.
Oh,
Smells Robin laid an egg. There he is.
There you go.
Right on.
Dear.
all right. I guess we'll take off.
Right on. Merry Christmas, Lance. I don't know if you're the only one still there or not. The only one posted last little bit, but Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas.
Have a
Merry
good
Christmas.
friggin'
Merry
holiday
Christmas.
in California. I know you're in California, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
He
care
is.
of that part.
And
wow.
you guys too down there, have a safe Christmas. Have a, I guess, quiet Christmas, I will say. You know, we're gonna have a quiet Christmas, nice and it's not even too cold here right now, so it's about freezing.
That's not bad in Canada, I guess.
Bottom drops out tomorrow for us.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
'Cause it was like on 60 today, wasn't it?
yeah, good luck tomorrow. 40-degree difference.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Wow.
You're gonna be down. Oh, we're about that's about as low as we're gonna get. We're gonna get actually no. Christmas Day is supposed to be
Christmas
about
Day is
55, 60 here
Stinky warm
with some
rain.
rain though.
Rain and wind.
So
That's what we had today. Lots of wind, lots of
Yeah, it
rain.
was windy as hell today. A little bit of rain.
It's coming our way. A friend of ours said he was going to deep fry his turkey until he heard otherwise.
the rain and wind picks up. Deep fry the turkey outside.
That's right. All right, guys.
Thanksgiving, man? What the hell?
What's that?
A little joke. Okay.
Cute.
Hey,
All right. We'll take off.
good
We'll
talking
see
to
you
you
guys.
guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.